Hello and welcome to all you Taurians. Welcome for your last monthly horoscope for December 2014. And let's have a look at what's happening. There are a couple of things happening actually, which are significant for you when you have an ascendant in Taurus or a sun sign in Taurus or some other planets there, a moon or Venus, Mars. And I think one of the most important things is, of course, Saturn going into another sign, Jupiter going retro, and of course the Pluto-Uranus square. But that's a bit less significant for you because you're not a cardinal sign. I think the good news for you, Taurians, is that Saturn is leaving your 7th house. When Saturn is in a key area, which is the 1st house, the 7th house, the 4th or the 10th, it tends to be more significant. It tends to be more challenging, and especially for those who have had who have an ascendant in Taurus, Saturn has been through their 7th house of relationships. So, and that has been tough for a lot of you. Tough in that sense when there has been things in the relationship that you didn't want to see or you didn't want to deal with. So for some of you, you may have ended the relationship. Others may have worked hard and it has happened to be even more a committed relationship than ever. And others were single and are tired of being single. And with Saturn in the 7th house, it has been a bit of a struggle or being lonely and not finding really what you want to look at, what you are looking for. So with that heaviness out of your 7th house, this in itself is already very good for Taurians. And of course, those who have Taurus as planets or an ascendant around 28 to 29 degrees, they will still have a little bit of that energy next year, around the middle of the year. But I'll talk about that in the yearly horoscope. So have a look at the yearly horoscopes. I made them already. So this is good news for the Taurian, that things are lightening up, things are becoming lighter when it comes to relationships. So even if you say, oh, my relationship is going very hard now, maybe there's some other stuff going on in your natal chart. You know, these are general horoscopes, so keep that in mind. But normally when it comes to, especially when it's your sun sign, when it comes to energy, your energy level will improve when Saturn leaves that 7th house, which is in opposition with you. And then it shifts into your 8th house, in the house of Sagittarius for you. And that's completely different. Of course, it also will be a house that you need to work hard on. Wherever Saturn is, we need to work hard on that specific house. But it won't be that key area of life. So it's more things that going on, and especially in the 8th house, that are going on under the surface. So you are restructuring when it comes to things that you might find taboo or you might find difficult to deal with. Some fears maybe, or it's actually becoming very real when it comes to 8th house stuff, when it comes to also your metaphysical interpretation of the world. That's also the 8th house. Maybe you want to learn more when it comes to things like you know, life and death, when it comes to the metaphysical side of reality, of what is going on beyond what we see just with our experience with the 5 senses. So that's different than when it comes into a key area of your life, which is you versus other people. So it's a bit lighter, in other words. Although the challenge more of Saturn in the 8th house is the battling of your fears, is the becoming stronger, becoming more in control of your own fears. And I think that is very empowering as well. But that's a lesson for, you know, the next couple of years, 1 or 2 years, when Saturn goes through that 8th house. So, but leaving your 7th is definitely good for you Taurians. Jupiter is going retrograde in the 4th, which is nice, which is Jupiter going retrograde simply means standing still with what you think is important in your life, what you think is meaningful in your life. And the 4th house is your family and your roots. And normally Taurians, they are family oriented. I mean, in general, they are quite family oriented. It's of course December time. Some of you will celebrate Christmas and all of that. Having Jupiter there going retro simply means that you are standing still with, or maybe people, family that you are reconnecting with, or maybe they come from abroad, and because of the holidays that you are reconnecting with them, and that gives you joy and a feeling of meaningfulness. And it's also maybe thinking just about your past and about your childhood and how that has made you the person that you are, but in a very positive way, actually. That's the Jupiter retro in your 4th house. And of course the Pluto-Uranus square, which is all about trying to empower us, trying to let us find our own power back, it's kind of is pushing us, this Pluto-Uranus square that a lot of that we as astrologers we need to talk about because it's so important. It's such a big stimulus to for potential to come out, and that is happening for you enormously during the month of September in a quite gentle way, because you are, as I said, you're not a cardinal sign. So you've got a lot of activity in your 9th house, so maybe more travel, and it could be the case, but also the 9th house in general is your beliefs, your opinions, your ideas, your visions. So there's something that changes there. There is a fixed star involved as well. So Pluto and Uranus every now and then. It's the last time will be in March. So now it's a time when Pluto-Uranus is exact again, and it's activated by 2 faster planets, Venus and Mercury, which are gentle planets. Mercury is communication, Venus is loveliness. So probably for hopefully a lot of people, nice communication, kind communication. And with Pluto, it's also intense. And for you, that's your 9th house. So, and it's also, so these faster planets like Venus, which is your ruler, so that in itself will be a very important aspect for you, especially the last 2 weeks of December. So your ruler Venus is crossing over Pluto in Capricorn, Mercury as well, and indirectly squaring up to Uranus. But what it means is, and also passing a fixed star, which is called Vega, and this is a double whammy, because Vega, that star, what is it all about? The star has affinity with Venus and Mercury, so that's the double whammy. The double message here is that communication will be powerful, refined, respectful, so there is opportunity to receive or give a message towards other people, maybe from other countries because it's in the 9th house, or maybe from someone who you find is a mentor for you. So either you or another person is going to say something to you or to communicate that is very powerful and very respectful and very refined and sophisticated almost. So there's very seriousness and very depths in communication. And of course, it goes very well with December being the last month of the year. We tend to reflect. We tend to reflect upon maybe connections that we had, and we want to get something out of our chest, or another person wants to do that with us, and to be very open to it, but it will have a regenerative aspect almost. So it will in a way transform you. The kind of, it can be just a tiny little message, just a Christmas card forever that really goes in, and you really receive that so intensely, so deeply, but it empowers you. And Pluto is a planet of power, so there's, for a lot of people, this powerful communication going on. So and for you, that's in maybe spiritual. You know, the 9th house is the house of our higher consciousness, our higher self, or if you believe in God, of Allah, whatever you believe in, Buddha, or with the universe. If you are someone who says, no, I'm not really believing in God, but in something that is bigger than us, maybe you're getting a message there. An omen, how do I call that? An omen? So especially around the 25th. So very interesting for you indeed. Have a very good month, you Taurians, and spread these videos around if you want to, because I want a bit more video views, if that is possible, of course, and only if you want to do that. But I also want to give you a big thank you, because it's you Taurians are very kind people, and I like it. You know, the way you support me is very kind, and keep on continuing doing that, and have a very good month. Thank you, and see you next year. Bye bye.